men think that's what they want until they actually get it. The thing is that men, when you guys debate, it's a competition. The zero's full of white people, and the 9 was full of black people.
You swear?
I swear to God.
Growing up in more of a white or black environment, that also impacts how you treat relationships.
For the majority of the time, yes, I did date white people. Some black people. I naturally leaned more towards Asian men. Men want to win.
With more outspoken people, they would be like trying to argue it and be like, no, I believe it's like this.
I'm not really following, actually. Shake it up. It's just recording.
I'm so nervous. I don't know why.
Different.
Why am I so nervous today?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
It's probably because I'm nervous.
It's probably because you're here, you know? I haven't had like any female contact other than my own partner for like a long time. So I don't know how to talk to girls anymore. Oh, all right. Okay.
Would it be better if I broed it up? Be like, what's up, bro? All right, here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some dating, Asian dating.
Yeah. Can you act like a bro a little bit more?
We're going to be chill, bro. It's all going to be good.
All right, bro.
It's going to go.
All right.
We're good.
Welcome back to the Controvert podcast, where we talk about Asian dating. I'm your host, Panda, and today we have a bro called Miki.
Sure.
First appearance on the Controvert podcast, but very special person. We talked on the phone a little bit, but very glad to have you here. And just wanted to talk a little bit about your experiences, like growing up, not in California where it's like there's a lot of Asians, but wanted to talk a little bit about like more your experiences growing up out of state.
Yeah.
Like how was that? Like where'd you grow up in?
Yeah. So hi everyone, my name is Miki. I've been in and out of the entertainment industry for a couple of years, and I've done music before, and now we're here, maybe switching gears to doing something else. And so to your question, where I grew up in Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, wow.
Yeah.
Wait. You sound very preppy though. Are you sure you're from Detroit?
Because I'm talking to you.
No, all right. Let me hear like some gangster voice.
No.
Are you sure?
That can be inappropriate, so I'm not gonna go there. But when I'm home, you know, things I talk a little bit differently, and then when I'm more comfortable, I do speak a little bit differently too.
A little bit more gangsta.
You know, you could find out.
So are you from the hood?
I kind of felt like everywhere was the hood there.
All right,
I didn't live in the city, but like most people don't know what like the surrounding suburban areas were. But living so close to Detroit, Michigan really shaped the way that I experienced a lot of life, because it's a very interesting place to grow up there as an Asian.
And shaped your hood cred, right?
Sure, if you want to call it that.
I want to see your hood impressions, or not even impressions. I want to see that side
of
you.
It's how I grew up.
It's how you grew up. Yeah, that's why I said it's not an impression.
But well, I'm not sure what you're expecting me to do.
All right, like,
let's move on.
Let's just talk. How about we just like talk a little bit like more like hood this episode?
I don't think so.
All right, Detroit, Michigan. All right, not gonna give us your gangsta impression, but yeah, how was it growing up over there? I mean, so was it more like black and like white, or just like both, like a good mix?
I think it depended on the area that you lived in, but the area that I was in was definitely more on the white side, but in my school it was more 50-50. It was like 50% black and 50% like white people. Was it like gangsta white guys, or was it like more preppy white guys? Like kind of how like... I don't know.
Take a look at the fit. It's definitely like a suburban white girl for sure.
My fit?
Yeah. It's like... No, it's classy. Funny. It's classy though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, I guess it really depended on who you hung out with. There was a lot of different groups of people. There were definitely some that were like the troublemakers, and then there were some that were a little bit more well off, and I think there was a good mix. And I wouldn't say that it was like, no, actually, I think about it, it was definitely segregated, because I graduated in the class of 2009, and so my class, you know, they would actually go into the gym and we would make a 0 and a 9 out of the class. Like the different
0
classmates.
And a 9 is 0 like how many Asians there were?
No. Like no. It was just like all the people would, you know, stand together in the shape of a 0 and the shape of a 9,
Oh.
And so
That's
like,
how little people are.
so no, it's just like a photo for the class,
Okay.
like a graduation photo kind of
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
And so like that photo, the 0 was white and the 9 was black.
Wait, what?
The 0 was full of white people and the 9 was full of black people.
You swear?
I swear to God, I don't have a
Wait,
photo.
why? Why did they just pick?
It was just natural. It was just naturally how people like went with their friends.
Wait, the teachers weren't like, oh,
No.
how about you guys mix it up a
No.
little bit?
No. It was
We
just
need to show the true America.
Naturally, how people just separated. That's what happened there. Yeah, and then there was like me and like the 3 other Asians that was probably on the white side because this is not a podcast about racism or race.
Yeah,
but
it
you know it matters because I mean we are talking about Asians in dating.
Yeah.
And like this really shaped my experience because I was not white, I was also not black, and there was like me and
But of
3
course,
other Asian people.
You're gonna gravitate more towards the white.
Yeah, because like there was a lot of that pressure to do well, and so it was always like that stereotype that black people did not do well in school, which is not true, and then the white people did better in school, and so like a lot of the model minority myth is that like the Asians they do well in school and they get good jobs and all this stuff and they don't suffer racism, which is obviously not true.
Yeah.
So growing up, I was bullied very often because I was just like one of very few Asian people.
How many Asians were there in your class?
I think in my specific class there was 3. Sang Lao, John
Wait,
Lee.
2009.
It was 2009, yeah. Delete that. I'm not gonna put their names out there.
Yeah,
But it's 3 other people.
Yeah.
There's 3 other people. So there's 1 other girl and 2 guys, and like 2 of them were Vietnamese and 1 of them was Hmong.
Okay.
So the only other Chinese person was my brother.
Wow. Vietnamese and Hmong.
Yeah, and
And
1
you-
of them was from like Vietnam.
Yeah, and you're Cantonese.
And I'm Cantonese, yeah.
From Guangdong or
Guangzhou, yeah.
Guangzhou. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Have you been to Hong Kong?
Not since I was a baby. Yeah, so I have not been back as an adult, which is something that I really want to do.
Okay. But I mean, did your parents like kind of teach you like more of like the heritage of like being Cantonese and stuff like that?
Yeah, so like the only Cantonese culture I really was that I experienced was in my family, and that was it. And so like we watched a lot of TVB, did a lot of karaoke.
Oh, you're
a lot
hella
of
Cantonese
mahjong.
then.
I'm hella
You're
Canto.
hella Cantonese.
Like my Cantonese is better
I
than
thought you were
yours,
like
probably.
No, my Cantonese is trash because like I'm
okay.
half, right?
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
like my Cantonese is like my 3rd language. My Mandarin is my 2nd.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, so like culturally there was a lot of Cantonese but like there wasn't a lot of like my peers being Cantonese, and so like my family culture and my school and social culture was very, very different. Like I had to like felt like I had to be like a very different person because like there was just not a lot of support in my family to be able to handle like the American school system.
Yeah. But you mentioned like you watch TVB, right? Like but growing up in like a white and like a lot of predominantly black people, like your classmates, right? Did you feel like what's the point of like watching TVB or like what's the point of learning my own culture when like there's like so many of these like non-Asians over here? Like I got to get more assimilated into this white and black culture.
Probably unconsciously I did that, but I don't think I consciously did it.
Yeah.
I do know that like, you know, we didn't grow up with a lot of money, and so we didn't actually have cable television until I was way older. And so like I remember being really young in like elementary school and people would be talking about these TV shows and I'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, it was like Rugrats. People were always talking about Rugrats back in like the early 90s. And I had never seen a single episod because like I didn't have.
I'd be watching Doraemon.
Doraemon, yeah.
Yeah,
and like all of
Doraemon.
like the oh God, what are they called? The fake copies of things that were like dubbed in Cantonese. Like I did a lot of that. So there's a lot of like fake copies of like Snow White dubbed in Cantonese that they got from China and they brought back over here to America. I don't know. Did your family go through that? I think some people in this will have gone through
I watched
that.
like 蜡笔小新. I don't know. How do you say it? 蜡笔小新. The guy that he's like kind of chubby with like the Pikachu cheeks. And he's like kind of a jokester.
Oh, Shin-chan? It might be Shin-chan.
Yeah,
You're talking
I
about
think so.
Shin-chan? Like
I
in
think so.
Japanese,
Yeah.
it's called Shin-chan. I did watch that.
It's Japanese, but it's like dubbed, right? In like
Yeah,
Chinese.
yeah. I remember watching a lot of kids stuff that was in Cantonese. and it was not in English. So I was very much like separated and like an outsider.
Shin-chan. Yeah, it is Shin-chan. Yeah. The jokester, like the guy that's always showing his butt and stuff like that.
Yep. And they did this thing.
Yeah.
And it just right up someone's butt.
like for me, it was either that or like anime, you know? Like
Yeah.
when we started going to like middle school, it would be starting to watch like Naruto or One Piece, things like that.
But a lot of your peers also did the same thing too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I didn't have that.
But even like me growing up in like an Asian city, like I also felt like when I bring dumplings to school, like I'm like, dude, this shit smells like crap. Like even though it doesn't smell like that at home, it just smells like that when it's like in a biendang, when it's in a lunchbox. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the hell? Like
it's the onions.
I tell my mom, dude, stop making me this shit. I'm just gonna go buy lunch like at school, and she's like, oh, it's not good to eat that crap, and I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to eat that.
Oh my god.
I'd have to eat it like secretly, even though like I had Asian peers. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah. Did you feel like that? Like.
I mean, yeah, I think like the lunchbox moment is like a moment that a lot of people have. I think I brought it once, and like I definitely had very similar vibes. But like I also bought lunch there often.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. And I because there wasn't anyone at home that prepared meals for me. Like I was very independent very early on because like my parents were separated.
Okay, so like what I got from this is probably like you're more still like a culturally, you're not like an uncultured swine. You know what I mean?
Uncultured swine in what way?
You embrace your culture still, even though like you grew up in like a white and black neighborhood. Like you still appreciate and you still consume your own content from like your own country, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I think like, you know, because I grew up here, like there's so much predominant like American media. I think like as I've gotten older, I've been more wanting to like reach for the roots. And so like even in the recent year and a half, I started following like Cantonese content creators.
Oh, good.
Just because like there are some like Canto jokes that you just don't get unless you speak Canto. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't understand like a lot of like jokes because like my Canto's just ass, but maybe Mandarin jokes.
Or Mandarin jokes, because like I think especially with subtle Asian traits coming out, like that really showed a lot of Asian diaspora folks that like we actually do have a culture. It's just that it's not in like the mainstream media. Yeah,
but you know the thing is that I think subtle Asian traits kind of died.
Yeah, I think so.
Do people even still use that?
Well, they might. I'm not on Facebook very much, but I think like what I got from like the whole subtle Asian traits thing is that there is like an Asian American culture, which is kind of boba and raves, but you know.
But you like to rave too, right?
I do.
I seen your photos. Like, you go on like raves and stuff. You still go to raves?
I do. It's fun.
Even at, I mean, can I say your age?
Yeah, that's fine.
Wait, actually, you say it.
I'm 34.
You're 34.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So.
But I didn't start raving until I was 32. So my first time going to a rave was when I was 32 years old. It was 2 years ago.
You pop in and shit like that? Doing all that? Pop in, you know what I mean?
What?
Pop in some.
Oh.
Some, you know, good.
Maybe.
It's not fun without it, right?
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. If that is the case, you might need something else.
I took pre-workout one time. That was fun. That worked actually. But I don't know. What about dating here? Like, because there's a lot more Asians, right? Did you date a lot of like white people or black people over there in Michigan?
Yeah. So when I was, well, I mean, like the dating age time that I had there was very short. It was really not that long. So like, if you want to count high school dating, like I dated a handful of white guys, one black guy. But then like when I moved to college,
wait, you dated a black guy?
Yeah, is that so shocking?
Once you go black, you never go back.
If you want to, sure. It's always a decision, I would say.
Wait, so you didn't go back? Or
what? Huh?
Did you go back or did you not go back?
The race doesn't actually matter for me as a person, but the
I
point
mean,
is
not the race, the size. Does the size matter?
I think that's too private of a question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna move on.
All right. I think in that case, it might be the size matters. I don't know.
I think we're gonna move on.
All right, move on.
Anyway, for the majority of the time, yes, I did date white people, some black people, and then like in college, I was exposed to like more Asian people, and so like I think that just I naturally leaned more towards Asian men because there's like a cultural understanding. There's like a kind of like
in college.
Yeah, in college. So it was like a background understanding. It was more like, oh, you also grew up in a school where you're like the only Asian person. So there was more understanding there of like the emotional aspect of like how life happened for you.
Did you go to college here or?
No, it was back in Michigan. It was back in Michigan.
And there's
like,
more Asians there.
Yeah, because like everybody's going to college and there's like more
like
Asian
transfers and stuff like that.
Yeah, transfers from like all like imagine
from out of state.
You're the only Asian person in your college in your high school, and then you go to college because everybody goes to college. Well, not everybody goes to college. I'm correct myself on that, but like people go to college and then like you find out there's like more than just like 3 Asian people because college is way bigger. I went to state college, and so like there's like 30,000 students.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
more peers.
Do you think you dated like more Asians throughout your lifetime or like more?
Definitely.
Not?
Yeah.
Really?
Definitely. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Why is that so shocking?
Because okay, I was looking on your like most recent photo, and that was like non-Asian.
Yes, but like he's the only one that I've posted. Okay. So like there's been exes that I chose not to post because like I was a much more private person about my social life.
Okay. Over
the last like 10, 11 years that I was dating in California, he's been actually the only white guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
But so you don't really have like a preference, even though like you grew up in like Michigan.
Yeah.
You still like kind of like whatever's like good and whoever like I click with, then I could go ahead and start dating him.
Yeah, I think it's more like that for me now versus
interesting.
Really like the background. Of course, like if there is like if someone is Asian American, like there's a lot more understanding culturally, but for me I think like now what matters is more of like who that person is. Like how they are as a person versus like just cultural stuff, because the cultural stuff can be learned, but like who someone is as a person, that takes a really long time to create and build and grow. Yeah, that's good. I mean, like there's like a lot of bananas out there who didn't grow up in California. Yeah. But I don't really see you as a banana, honestly. Maybe the way you talk, it's really? Like very formal. and professional, you know what I mean? And it's high intellect, I could see. Okay, well, I mean, I didn't get a college degree, so. Wait, what? I said I did get a college degree, so. Well, I mean, college degree doesn't mean that much, you know what I mean? It's just like everyone gets a college degree nowadays, so. I guess so. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, your experiences like dating Asians, like you wouldn't necessarily say it's better or worse. It's like just dependent on like the case by case basis. Yeah, it's really a case by case basis, I would say. I think like with Asian men, I think there's obviously an easier time to communicate with family, even if they are not like Chinese like I am. Like there's like certain understandings of each other because there's like history with like the countries or blah 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 or whatever. And like some food convergences. I know like my mom really likes Korean food, and so like if I'm ever dating a Korean person, she's always like, oh, what about this food that you guys like? What about this food? And have you dated a Korean guy before? Yeah, I have. How was that? Just based off that one experience. Obviously it was not one experience. It wasn't a good one? And I keep saying I'm not gonna date Korean men anymore. Okay, damn. No, you guys are great people, but I think I keep finding the ones that are not so great. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Like I don't want to be racist or anything, but like there have been cases where I heard from girls who were like Taiwanese or Chinese, like they would get beat by Korean men. Like I think there's something about like Korean men who date outside of Koreans, and they date like Taiwanese or Chinese, and they beat these girls. Like I've
I've dated a handful of girls that had these experiences, and I was like, damn, that sounds bad. Here, come to daddy. I'll give you a hug. No, I don't like that daddy shit though. I don't like that daddy shit.
Wow, all right. We're just fucking diving in. And like we didn't even like no parachutes, nothing. Just go straight to the fucking cave, all the way down there.
Dive into death. Oh my god.
Just
yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, was that kind of the experience? Like,
that was not my experience. My experience was more of like emotional inconsistency and volatility.
Yeah,
So
I mean, that's what
more
like a lot of men, like a lot of men could be like that, volatile, and like not have like a good EQ.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so like not necessarily that Asian is better than like non-Asians, right? It's just like you kind of want to see like how that person clicks with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I honestly I was like, when I was prepping this stuff, I was like, you know what? Like damn, I don't know if you're like the type to just go for non-Asians. I mean, yeah, for non-Asians and not date Asians, right?
That's interesting. It's an interesting thing that people do.
Yeah. But I had an ex before. She grew up in Idaho, and when she came over here, she was like, "You're the first Asian that I started to date. Like before this was all white guys, and you converted me." And I feel a lot of girls when they come from out of state, and into California, or just maybe even New York, right? Because like New York has a lot of Asians too. I feel like these girls, like they go from like liking white guys or like non-Asians to now they start appreciating more of like the race and their kind and their culture. And yeah, I think that's the effect that LA Asians or SoCal Asians have. Like it's just like, oh, okay, like now we can like kind of click together and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's also like there's no options.
There's no options.
No, if
there?
you're in Idaho,
that sounds.
If you're in Idaho,
oh, you're saying in Idaho?
Yeah, there's no
options.
options.
Only potatoes.
It's just it really is just a lot of white people. Or like in Michigan, at least like where I grew up, it was just white people or black people. Like there really were not. You would have to really go out of your way to find a way to spend time with Asian people that was not in school. So like I think a lot of people turn to gaming or like anime.
Streaming, yeah. My ex, the one I just talked about, she streamed.
Yeah.
And then she found like a following of like these Asian guys that were like worshiping her kind of. It's man, the simps out there. Y'all gotta stop simping out there, man. Y'all gotta stop donating to these streamers and just like wasting your whole life savings for these girls. Like you're not supporting anything.
And she doesn't know you exist, and she probably does not.
You're just adding to the simp movement where like these girls now start to have a higher standard and they're just like, oh, like I have all these options, and she treats you less of a man. But yeah, so I was gonna say like the fact that like I dated this girl, like she liked white guys, and then she came over here. I actually felt like, you know, I've dated a couple girls, right? I've only dated Asian girls, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, never like any non-Asians. Maybe like half Asian or whatever. Maybe half Asian, half white. But the girls that I dated that dated white guys, like only white guys, I found them to be more outspoken, you know, and because, you know, like for example, this ex that grew up in Idaho, I felt like she because was around a lot more white people, she was more outspoken. And you know how like Asians, they're more kind of submissive and just like keep to themselves, but the white culture is more like, oh, like let's talk more and just be like more social in a sense. Do you agree with that or no?
Well, I'm clearly not a soft-spoken person.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I've never really been a soft-spoken person.
Yeah.
And like, so like when I first started hearing about how like Asian women are submissive, like through like the internet and stuff, as I was growing up, I'm like, who the fuck is writing this shit? Because not a single woman that I knew was like that. Not a
Real?
single one. No.
Like Asian women, or are you talking about white girls?
My aunts, my mom, my grandmother, not a single one of them. They're always like, I will tell you what the fuck is on my mind, and you will know.
They're probably like the tiger moms or grandmas.
Maybe, but like even, I don't know. I've never really like that. I don't know. What exactly is submission? I think maybe that's the question.
Yeah, let's define that. I feel like submission. No, it's not submission. Submission sounds like some wrestling move, like you're pinning someone to the ground. I think it's submissiveness. So a girl, when she's like submissiveness, she's like more kind, nurturing, and like just like more soft spoken, right? It's like kind of the opposite of being outspoken and being like extrovert. She could be more of an introvert as well. Like I feel like more soft spoken girls are more introverts, and if someone has like a very controversial opinion, maybe she'll just like agree with it and not really argue too much. Like she'll be more open-minded, but like with more outspoken people, they would be like trying to argue it and be like, no, I believe it's like this, you know? So I think that's probably like the byproduct or side effect of like being outspoken. Probably you have more opinions that could probably tarnish these relationships. I'm not saying you, I'm saying like with more outspoken people, but like, do you feel like that outspokenness, like growing up in more of a white environment, white or black environment, that also impacts maybe how you treat relationships? Like if a guy has a certain like point of view, you're like, oh hell no, and you want to argue that, you're just like, nah, I want to get my fucking point across, like for sure.
But that's kind of always how I've been as a person, though. I don't know if it's really the.
Do you think it's genetics, or you think it's because you're in that environment? That's the point I'm trying to get at.
I'm not sure. You know, I've never really thought about the outside social environment, but I think like within my internal family system, like within my family, like I've always been the outspoken one for a variety of different reasons. One, it's probably part of my personality, and two, like I think like my family really encouraged that. Like I remember like we would sit around the family table, and like my uncle would literally like say some shit that he knew would rile all of us up, and we would all have a good discussion about it at the family table eating dinner.
A good discussion. It wasn't like a confrontational one, right?
I mean, like we disagreed, but
in like a friendly way. It wasn't like, oh no, you fucking don't understand shit.
I mean, we could get really riled up like that because
really?
We're Cantonese. Like,
that's true.
We yelling, dude. We yelling at each other.
Cantonese be yelling hardcore.
We talk over each other. We yell over each other. We don't listen to each other. Like, that's really the thing.
At the restaurants, they be like putting down the plates and be like,
I will fucking
what the
fight
fuck do you want?
Like, no, seriously. That's what we did. But like, we didn't pick at each other's, like we didn't say like someone is stupid.
Okay.
We would never say like, oh, like we wouldn't attack someone's character. And so like when I, you know, have a point with someone and I want to make a point with someone, like I never go low, you know, I'm always like arguing or challenging what you're actually saying. And so
that's good. Yeah.
I don't know what a lot of other Asian women are like when it comes to situations like that. But I think like amongst like a lot of female friends, I have heard.
Most part, I feel like they're like not really having that much opinions. But you know, I really want a girl who has opinions, right? But I think there's a difference between like being opinionated versus being confrontational. So you could be opinionated, but you could like always challenge certain shit, and that's just toxic. But if you have like opinions and you're like, oh yeah, like I agree with that, but did you consider this? And you're like very courteous and you have etiquette and respect with that. Then I think that's a different perspective. And I think there's like a lot of guys, they more so prefer, this is just like talk online, right? They more so prefer a girl who is more submissive and doesn't have that many opinions. I personally think that like girls with opinions are like, it's good. Like I like to have intellectual conversations. I can't like be with a girl who's just like kind of an NPC.
I think men think that's what they want until they actually get it.
And then they're like, okay, I'm fucking bored of this shit. Right?
It's not stimulating. It's not fulfilling. And it's the same thing the other way around. Like there are women that like to be very much in control. And then they have someone that, you know, doesn't have opinions. They're like, whatever you want, whatever you want, whatever you want. And then all of the fucking like labor of making decisions falls on you. And if you like are someone that is already making a lot of decisions in your work life, like that's just like more like headache on top of what's going on.
It's like if you have a guy, like if he knows how to make a lot of money and then he's like, hey, let me try to manage your assets, or let me try to give you some pointers to help you make more money, right? And then she's like, why would I listen to you? And like but like the truth is there, like this guy knows how to make money. And he's just giving some advice. The example is like, for example, you know, like the BOA savings, it's like 0.01%. Okay.
What do you mean?
Bank of
Bank
America.
of America?
Yeah, Bank of
their
America
savings account? Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's really low. Okay, so for example, like
point what percent?
0.01% or 0.03. Like I think it probably increased to 0.05, but it's still trash.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe a guy sees this and he's like, hey, I care about you, babe. But you know, there's like this thing called high yield savings. You could just leave your money in there. It's not any like sort of like risk. There's really little risk and you get a lot more benefit. Like maybe like a 3.6 right now. Time of posting this video, it's like 3.6. Before it was like 4.5. The peak of like inflation, which was pretty good. And so maybe this guy's giving this advice, but she's like, why? Do you just want to manage my assets? Do you just want to take everything away from me? He's like, no. I'm just giving you advice because I care about you. You know what I mean? And she's like, in her mind, kind of like schizophrenic, like, you know what? I can't trust this guy. Or paranoid.
I was like, that schizophrenic.
Maybe schizophrenic, because you could probably hear some voices in your head like, you know what? Fucking this guy is this person in my head's telling me this guy is like not good. You know, he's trying to take my money away.
How long did you know her?
No, I'm just saying like this is an example. Yeah, this is a hypothetical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think so you could have these like cases where it's like this crazy distrust and like she's like very confrontational with things like this, when in fact this guy is already proven that he already makes like good amount of money. It's like my friends go through this, you know, not me.
It sounds like trust is the issue.
Yeah, trust is the issue.
And it's not really your skill. It's not really what you know. It's really
the lack of trust and the confrontational attitude that translates into, you know what, I'm gonna argue with you with this stuff.
I think it's a relationship issue, and it's not really. It's really a like whether or not these two hypothetical people actually have enough trust in each other to actually listen to each other.
Yeah, but it's the girl that's not listening to the guy, and the guy's like, okay, yeah, I trust you. You know
well, I mean, it's really hard to say based on your
hypothetical.
Your hypothetical. It really is, because it could be
these girls actually have a history of toxicity. That's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, like every relationship they get into is like just it's not good. Okay. Yeah.
So how does that come back to the point that you're making?
The point is like the confrontational attitude, right? So like men, they would prefer more of like a girl who's more submissive. So we talked about the submissiveness versus like the confrontation.
True submission only happens when there's trust.
Yeah. So it goes hand in hand.
So what I think men want is actually trust from their partner. And like if you're dating people that don't trust you, then you probably shouldn't be dating them.
How I see it is that trust is like an umbrella for everything. So trust, you will have someone who's not confrontational. You will have loyalty. You will have better communication. You will have all of these things. But if you don't have trust, it's gonna be like you're like questioning me.
I am.
You're like questioning me.
I am.
I don't know. Like I feel like trust is more of a broader term.
Okay.
And then like the confrontational attitude is more specific. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by confrontational?
Like the kind of attitude we were talking about. Like she doesn't want to believe this guy by just arguing with him. Everything she has opinions. She would be like, okay, instead of like having her opinions, she would want to argue that and be like, no, like you're full of shit.
Okay. I'm not really following actually,
because
I'm trying to figure out what it, because it sounds like there is, like what I'm hearing is that there's no trust between these two people. Like they don't They might not even trust each other.
Well, from what I see, it's like a very one-sided trust. Maybe the guy trusts this girl, but the girl doesn't trust him.
But
Or there's even cases where like the girl trusts the guy, but the guy doesn't trust her, right?
yeah, so but trust is built over time. And
Yeah,
so
it
like
is.
that's the thing that I think a lot of people miss out is if you start having a really intense relationship where you're constantly in contact, you want to see each other all the time, you become this kind of codependent unit. You're together, but you haven't actually spent the time slowly seeing trust get built in the relationship.
Yeah, for example, like living together, right? That's a
If
big
you
one.
start living together within like the first like year, it's a bad time.
It is a bad time, yeah. But then that's when you kind of accelerate the process of understanding this person. But I think what I'm trying to say is more so like a girl who's like confrontational, like this guy could see that, and then like maybe this guy, he trusts her, okay?
Okay.
But when he has like the credentials, like, okay, I'm a financial guy and I've made a lot of money, and it's been a long time. They've been together for like years already, and she
Okay.
still doesn't want to trust him. She's like, oh, your money's your money, my money's my money. Or maybe your money's our money, but my money is my money, so you don't have to like give me any advice. You know what I mean?
I think these are very different issues. I think like there's the independence part,
Yeah.
and then there is the trusting each other to actually be like there for you, and they actually want what's best for you. Because in your example, I'm just saying your example, it sounds like the woman does not trust him to actually make financial decisions for her.
But he makes a lot of money, right?
But
So
for
the
women, that
credentials show.
not even just for women, for a lot of people in general, just because you have results doesn't mean your results applies to what, because people are independent.
And that's a lack of trust. So think about like this. Okay, put your shoes in like a guy's perspective. He's in a relationship for years.
I would say this is
2-3
not a
years.
man versus woman issue. I think it's an individual person.
For sure, yeah. But just for the sake of like example,
Yeah.
like a guy, he's in a relationship for many years, and then this girl still doubts him and wants to be confrontational
Uh-huh.
when he has like the credentials to back it up and be like, yeah, I've made this much money on like stocks, I made this much money in my savings, we could utilize your money and we could put that together and we could make a lot more from that. But if she doesn't have trust at the state of like 3 years, that's fucked, right?
I think it would depend on the couple, honestly, because because trust isn't just like, oh, you have just the credentials to back it up. It's whether or not that other person is also willing to hear it.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're willing to actually, because like money is a very sensitive topic. People have a lot of feelings about it, a lot of not so great feelings. It's like shame or guilt, when it comes to spending money, or you just know. And so like people get defensive in those moments when you talk about those things, because maybe it brings up feelings of like, I should have done this a long time ago, and I don't want you to be telling me, or like it hits
They know
on,
it deep down.
or
But they're like, oh, I don't want you to like see this crap.
yeah, or it could be that like the partner, the guy in this example, has done something before that has made her not have trust in him for whatever reason, and it might not have anything to do with money. Like this is a very vague example, so it's like hard to actually say what actually happened here.
True.
So
but let's just like assume this, and like let's not assume like any like of the fine details. Like for example, we don't assume that there's any like there's no like cheating, there's no like foul play. He was just like a really loyal guy, and
but even without those things, like you might not have trust in a relationship.
yeah, but that sucks. I mean, like years of relationship, like 3 years is probably like the time when you guys should get married. And if this person, not necessarily a girl or guy, if that person doesn't trust still, that's
People
fucked.
stay in those relationships for years.
Yes.
Decades.
Yes, exactly.
Decades.
It's just a never-ending a cycle of death.
It is, and it keeps going. And so like these relationships work for a reason, and they stay together for a really long time. But that doesn't mean that there's trust in the relationship.
Yeah, but like you growing up in like Michigan, right? Did you feel like there's like you have more of a confrontational attitude built up, or is it just like you are like what you say what I said, where you're like just like opinionated but you're not confrontational? Like if you have opinions, you wouldn't really argue that crazy about it with your
I
boyfriends.
would.
You would?
I would.
You would? You guys would argue?
If we can actually have an intellectual debate about it, yeah, I would. And, you know, if it's something that I know something about, and, like, I will have, like, these real conversations with people. Because I'm a very real person. Like, I don't hold back out of sheer politeness. Because, like, I don't believe that creates trust. Because a lot of times what a lot of people do is, like, they will be like, oh, yeah, I'll agree. But then, like, in the back of their mind, they're like, I don't actually agree.
Exactly.
And so like
then you don't
then you don't really know that person. You know, you don't really know what their opinions are, and not everybody has enough self-confidence to put their values out there and like put themselves out there and say like, this is what I believe in, this is what I value.
Yeah.
And what do you think about that? And they can totally disagree. Like I had a guy come up to me one time out of nowhere, and he was just like, what do you think about Donald Trump? I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh shit.
I'm sitting in front of Starbucks having a drink, enjoying my like, you know, mocha, iced mocha, and he just comes up to me and starts asking me this random ass question. I'm like,
wait, he's a stranger?
Complete stranger.
What the hell?
Complete stranger. This was like a month ago, I swear to God, a month ago. And I gave my opinions, and he asked me, and I told him that I preferred Obama as a president. We're not trying to get political here, but this is my personal opinion.
For sure.
And he was like, why? What did he do? I'm like, what do you mean? What did he do? He's like, what were his policies? What were the things that he made that was different? Why do you think he was a better president? And I was like, I didn't say anything about him being a better president. I just said, this is who I preferred as a president. And he really, really wanted me to tell him what were the exact policies that he made that made America so different. And I was like, what mattered to me was the fact that he became president at all, because I thought that was a really amazing feat for someone that is a Black American to become the president of the United States. Okay. And he kept asking me, he's like, what was it that he did? I'm like, you know what? I don't think you actually want an answer. I think you just want to.
That's confrontational.
Yeah,
dude.
I think you just want to prove you're right.
Dude.
And he stepped back and he's like, you know what? Okay, I respect your opinion. I'm like, thank you. Have a good day. Have a good day. Because there's some people.
Whack, dude. I hate guys like that.
So the thing is that men, when you guys debate, it's a competition.
Not always. Like I've had a lot more debates where it's like very professional with men, where it's we could be courteous.
Yeah, but the thing is that men want to win. Like you want to be the winner of.
No, I think that guy or any of those like Trump dudes who are just like with their American flag.
This is not a political debate.
Yeah, it's not political. Like I'm talking about extremes here, right? Yeah. It's like you have like these guys who are like extremely like red, or you have these people who are like extremely like blue.
Yeah,
like
either way.
PC thing, right? Either way, right? Like I think those people are just toxic in general. If you have like just normal people who don't care about politics too much, maybe we look into it, but we're not like challenging people, like going on the street, like,
literally coming to me on the street.
Was that his like pickup tactic or something?
I have no idea. I mean, but we ended up actually having a conversation because I pushed back. No. I pushed back really hard on that because I was like, I'm not going to have this conversation with you. And like most women wouldn't do that. Yeah. Most women would not do that. They'd say like, oh, I don't know, maybe, you know, this is what I believe in. And then like they would freeze. And like, I think a lot of men would kind of get off on that because they want to win. They want to win in a debate with a woman. And so like, I've had a lot of men have debates with me and then they start going for the low ball. I literally try to have a debate with one of my friends recently. And it was about linguistics, which is what I got my degree in, and matters because like he was saying something like a really overreaching argument. And I was like, that is absolutely not true, like at all. And he went back and forth with me, and he was like, no, that is actually true.
People do that. Like they go like, that's not true. Like if you're gonna win an argument, like just use
you
some
need
facts.
to know the actual facts. And so
the
like
ad hominem attacks are
I was
worse.
like, yo, what's your source for this?
Yeah.
And like he was going back and forth between defining language as a writing system and as a language itself. And for me as a linguist, because that's what I studied, I'm like, those are completely two different things. And then he was like, you think because you have a degree, you know everything? And I was like, all right, we're done here. We are done here. You go for the personal attack, the conversation's over.
It's
like
over.
there's no point.
Low EQ. And I hate those types of guys. I know I gave like some examples of like bad girls, but like I hate the types of guys who like try to prey on those girls who like don't really have opinions. Like they just want to win that. Like they go for a girl who looks like very docile. He probably like targeted you. He was like,
they think I am docile.
Exactly. It's the outer appearance, and he was like,
yeah,
I could probably control this girl. And you have like these like red pill dudes who think they could control a girl, make her like very traditional and just like cook and clean. But this guy doesn't even have the finances for it. I'm like, why are you trying to be red pill and traditional when you can't even sustain that?
You can't afford it.
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with that? I don't know. These guys are just like fake alpha dudes. I'm just like, what the hell is, yeah. But
here's the thing though, is I'm very warm and I'm very attentive, and I can do all the things that men want women to do. And at the same time, I have very much my own backbone and my own opinions about things. And I will not be afraid to say any of those things.
I bet the simps right now watching this are probably like, oh my God, who is this girl?
You can't find me.
Go to SoCal, find her.
No, don't come find me. Don't come find me.
So if a guy leaves a comment and goes like, I want to go out with Miki, would you be like, yeah, for sure?
We would have
like,
zero rapport, so...
Zero rapport.
And I don't...
Would you give it a chance, though? Because I feel like a lot of the things you're saying is going to attract a lot of guys.
Okay.
And you're single right now, right?
I am single, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to drop a link. of the Instagram.
Oh,
no, I'm just
God.
kidding. If you're okay with that, I'll drop the link.
Ask me later.
I'll ask you later. We'll talk. We'll
talk about that later.
But yeah,
is this a dating podcast? I thought this was talking about dating.
It's a blind dating podcast.
Oh, well,
so now, like,
right.
You don't know who's out in the open,
boy.
who's looking for you now.
Oh,
you know what I
boy.
mean? Then you're gonna have simps donating to you.
That's fine if you want to donate to me for that. I'll give you my Venmo for that.
Wait, for real? Oh, you one of those? Oh man.
I have no control over your choices.
Oh,
they are your choices.
Oh man.
So you know that I'm not gonna stop you if you want to do that.
Dang.
That's a lesson you got to learn on your own.
Yeah, that's true. Like these simps got to learn, but I always think like if I'm a woman, I would not accept that. Like I would want to work myself and make my parents proud.
You think this isn't work? Talking about this shit with you? Hello?
Huh? Wait, what? What do you mean?
This is work. To me, this is work. Yeah,
it is work.
Putting energy out there. Yeah. So if you want to.
True. All right. You know what? I'm dropping that link.
Back. Yeah.
I'm dropping that link. I'll put a Zelle link, or I'll put a Venmo link. Whatever. I don't know. Whatever you prefer.
Sure. Because I'm giving something right now. And I think it is normal to expect reciprocation. Yeah. And whether or not it's healthy on your end, unfortunately, that's not something I have control over.
As long as it's worth. I think if it's a girl who's like doing this type of content and she's getting like millions and millions of dollars, that's too much. Like that's spoiled.
I don't know. Maybe that's the value that she brings to those people.
Like OF?
Hey man, that's
big debate. Big debate.
Clearly, that is valuable enough for a lot of men. Clearly.
Oh man, you guys gotta stop this shit.
Yeah, honestly. And whether or not that's healthy, that's a different question. Man. It's a different question.
Man, I don't know how you guys be beating your meats like all day, because I can barely even do it like once a week, man. Maybe I'm just getting way too old or some shit. Like what the hell, man? Like goddamn, I used to be able to do it like 3 times in a day. I can't do that at all. There's like if I do it 2 times in a day, which is really rare, I've probably done that like twice in a year. Man.
This is my first time meeting you in person, and now I know your habits.
You know everything about me now. Like everything that goes on.
You know, I don't know. I don't know if I wanted to know that.
I don't know. I always like correlate it. Like if you watch Naruto, okay.
I actually have not finished.
You know, during the Chunin exams, like while Sasuke is training with Kakashi Sensei, he's like, "Oh, Sasuke, it looks like you can only use your Chidori like 3 times in a day."
Okay,
It's kind of like my thing is like Chidori. But it's not even anymore. It's even weaker now. Like I have even less chakra than like Chunin exams Sasuke.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Probably like Konohamaru now.
I think we need to move on.
All right. We're just gonna end it here. All right.
Okay. We're gonna end it there? No.
Yeah,
We gotta end it on something else.
We'll end it there. We'll start another episode. Just stay tuned for the next
crazy.
episode.
That's actually crazy.
Usually we batch film in like a day, but like yeah. That's pretty much it. If you guys are interested in dating Miki, just comment like a whatever in chat or comments, and then I'll drop a link if you're okay with that. All right.
We'll see.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Bye.